If I'm easy work, I heard him say I'm easy work. If I was easy work, you would take all that money that he's offering you. But yet and still, he want 200 million for Benavidez, and he want 150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him.
Maybe someone's reacted to that news. I don't know, or maybe it just fell through. No. But it sounds to me that the move to fight Jake Paul has just maybe derailed the other fight. But I don't blame Canelo Alvarez, because financially, the bigger fight is Canelo-Jake Paul. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because in that fight, you got two big stars. Yeah. In the other fight, you got two great fighters and one big star.
I heard him say that I'm easy work. Did you know that if I were easy work, you would take all the money he's offering you? But he still wants 200 million for Benavidez and 150 million to fight me. That tells me right there that I'm a threat to him. I don't know how someone reacted to that news, or it might have just fallen through. But it seems to me that the plan to fight Jake Paul is just possibly going to derail the other fight. I don't blame Canelo Alvarez, though, because Canelo is the bigger opponent financially. Jake Paul because there were two well-known fighters in that battle, and Terence Crawford, a well-known fighter, lost it on Canelo Alvarez for allegedly calling off their highly awaited bout. Crawford and Canelo were negotiating with Ring magazine, initially claiming that an agreement had been reached for a major bout in Nevada this autumn. The same public now asserts that the agreement has fallen through because neither side is happy with the terms. In a startling turn of events, Ring magazine announced that the scheduled fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez was no longer going to take place. Jake Paul, a YouTuber who turned boxer, is receiving a lot of criticism for the fight's sudden ending. Peep Games announced on X that Saul was officially number one. Canelo Alvarez dodged pound for pound. Terence Bud Crawford as the undisputed biggest coward in boxing history and the biggest duck of all time.
And Terence Crawford, who should be a big star, but the reality is isn't. He's just an unbelievable fighter. So listen, everything can change overnight, as you saw.
Yeah.
So don't rule out Canelo Crawford, but as I'm hearing, Canelo Jake Paul is done. And I get it. Yeah, I'll watch it.
Mad old game. Eddie, always a pleasure, mate. Really appreciate the time.
Listen, buck up your ideas.
Okay.
Canelo has many fans who believe that his alleged tune-up match with the social media star was a major factor in the fight's cancellation. Alec, who provided the funding for Canelo and Crawford's fight, has been outspoken in his disapproval of Jake Paul's involvement in boxing. As the mastermind of Riyadh season matchups, he has stated time and time again that he believes that YouTubers entering the ring are compromising the sport's integrity. As you witnessed, everything can change overnight, so don't rule out Canelo Crawford. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, should be a major name, but in reality, he's just an incredible fighter. Jake Paul is done, and I understand. I'll watch it. I understand. Eddie is always a pleasure, buddy. Thank you for your time. Listen back up your thoughts. Oh, okay. Some people think that Canelo's willingness to entertain Paul has played a major role in the negotiations for the highly anticipated super middleweight clash. Fans demanded that Canelo challenge William Skull, the current IBF champion, in an attempt to regain his undisputed super middleweight title. Showdown would have set the stage for two future Hall of Famers to fight for all four titles, which is a far cry from the spectacle of a man whose last victory came at the hands of a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. Although the reason behind Canelo versus Crawford's cancellation is yet unknown, Canelo Lesnar posted on X that many insiders believe a straightforward response may have started the argument following Bud's harsh remarks about Teofimo Lopez. Before himself, Canelo demands that Teo be Crawford's next opponent. Crawford, a former Disney child star, also triumphed over Israel Madrimov at the stadium. Though there isn't any proof that talks have ever taken place, the internet has been ablaze with rumors of a potential confrontation between Canelo and Paul. Although World Boxing News has avoided the rumor mill, things changed when the Crawford fight was moved from T-Mobile Arena to the Raiders' home field. In the modern world, anything is possible, but it is extremely unlikely that a four-division champion with WBO, WBA, and WBC titles would face Paul at this point in his career. What would Canelo stand to gain from this kind of battle? And would there even be a crowd for a loss? Boxing fans are left disappointed and frustrated after rumors of a possible super fight between Canelo and Crawford were put down. The highly anticipated showdown between two of boxing's biggest stars had fans buzzing with excitement. But the latest news has sparked a wave of backlash from the boxing community, with many expressing their discontent over how such fights are often mishandled. Vegas, a city that prides itself on showcasing boxing at its highest level, is unlikely, but in this digital age, even casually testing the waters for a fight can have real-world repercussions, frequently to the detriment of all parties involved. Boxing is a joke that occasionally announces deals too soon without any signed papers. This comment reflects a rising mood among boxing fans who are fed up with premature announcements and broken promises that never lead to genuine fights. Another fan bemoaned the emotional roller coaster of being excited only to be disappointed, adding that it is understandable given how infrequent it is to see undisputed champions from various weight classes square off in the ring. The hope of seeing history was quickly replaced with frustration. Some fans continued the discussion by highlighting the tremendous amount of support Terence Crawford had gotten in fictitious fights. One fan claimed that the support for Crawford to prevail is tremendous. Many people think he might have posed a real challenge to Canelo Crawford, who recently solidified his position as the top pound-for-pound boxer following his commanding victory. However, several fans conjectured that contractual issues might have contributed to the fight's cancellation. A mandatory fight with David Novowitz, the super middleweight contender known for his aggressive style and relentless pressure, could present serious risks for either fighter, adding another level of complexity to the possible deal. Canelo reportedly saw the fine print, and the contract stated that the winner had to fight Novowitz. While some fans think the cancellation may have been a gift in disguise for Crawford, not everyone saw it as terrible news. With the Canelo bout cancellation, Crawford avoided a bullet. The man can't cut to 168, and accepting that money grab would have only damaged his reputation. It would have been a monumental test for Crawford, who is unquestionably a generational talent, to go up to 168 pounds to take on an experienced super middleweight like Canelo. Some believe that Crawford's legacy could be preserved by remaining in his natural weight class, but the risk much outweighed the benefit. Although the precise reasons for the fight's cancellation have not yet been confirmed, it appears that the historic bout between these two pound-for-pound legends may not take place. This is not the news that boxing fans were hoping for, especially after such a long and eager wait. For a brief moment, it felt like anticipation would finally give way to reality. Reports had hinted that negotiations for the Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford megafight were making real progress. Concerns regarding Crawford's plan to move up 2 weight classes were voiced by numerous experts and previous champions. David Benovitz came into play. Perhaps it was time for an Ariel Helwani interview. David Benovitz, who defeated Morrell in the Eliminator title match, shared.
Confident are you, David, that you will fight the winner of Better Be a Bivol?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. To be honest, the only thing that I'm thinking about is that if Bivol wins this fight, like what they would have to do a rubber match. You know what I mean? And like I'm just like thinking, who am I to say that they can't fight another fight because they fought 2 great fights. So that's basically the only thing I'm thinking of right now. But I would, if that's something like that would happen, I think I wouldn't fight until they get that done with, and then I would move into that fight after they have a trilogy. So that's really the only thing I'm thinking right now.
But that would be a long break for you. Like, let's say conceivably they fight again October. Who knows?
His inclination towards Dimitri Bivol, Ben Aids thinks his reputation in the division would be much enhanced if Bivol, who famously upset Canelo Alvarez 2 years ago, wins this title fight. I'm pretty sure, David, that you'll fight the winner of Better BF Bivol. To be honest, though, the only thing on my mind is that if Ball wins this fight, they'll have to do a rubber match. You know what I mean, and I'm just thinking, who am I to be saying that they can't fight another fight because they fought 2 great fights? That's basically the only thing I'm thinking of right now. But I would not fight until they get that done. Then, I would move into that fight after they have a trilogy. That's really the only thing I'm thinking right now. But that would be a long break for you. Crawford is poised to become the next great 3-division undisputed champion. Without Alvarez, he might start a string of unification fights, but that would expose him. While some fans admire Crawford's technical mastery, others are still enthralled with Alvarez's remarkable boxing, especially his accurate body shots and strong defense. Tough faces Sebastian Fundora.
We'll see. I'm gonna rest and talk with my team. And like I say, everybody asking for everything, but and I always did. I always fight with everybody. You asking, so. But right now I'm in the position I can ask him to. So I'm in the position I can ask him to, and I can do whatever I want, and we'll see what happens next.
With whom he has already spoken in an online sparring match. Many critics believe Crawford's technical prowess would dominate in the ring, raising doubts about whether Alvarez would dare take the fight fearing a 3rd career defeat. Given that there is a rival with comparable competence in the nearby ranks, the prospect of suffering a career-first defeat is intimidating. Should David Benovitz emerge as the undisputed champion of the light heavyweight class, spectators would have to watch and wait for the outcome. So what good is it to compel a champion to move up 2 categories to fight? It might be coming harder for Canelo Alvarez to avoid a confrontation. We'll see. I'm going to take a break and talk to my team. As I mentioned earlier, everyone asks for everything, but I always fight with them. However, at this moment, I'm in a position where I can ask him to do anything I want, and we'll see what happens next. During UFC 306 in September, Crawford and Alec took to Instagram Live, where Bud saw the opportunity to challenge Canelo following his victory over Edgar Berlanga. Crawford had spent almost a year championing the fight with both fighters, and they recently met Saudi boxing head Turki Alec in London. An ardent supporter of this highly anticipated clash indicated that the terms were almost finalized and an official announcement was expected soon.
Not official, but it may be a done deal. Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. Early thoughts? What do you think?
Yeah, look, the first thought is, can he handle the weight jump? Can he handle the weight jump? He being Crawford against Medvedev, people are going to say, "Oh, he had some hiccups." Who don't have hiccups? When you eat something that's a little difficult to eat, and Medvedev was a little difficult to eat. He's not easy to digest. He's a good fighter. When you eat something that's a little tough to digest, you get hiccups, right? So come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, "Oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is." But who's he beating? He unified the what was his first division? Lightweight. Then he unified the junior. Then he unified the junior welter. Then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter.
Crawford added, "You tell them that we're going to go for Canelo next." "Yes, let's go, Canelo." "Come on, we're ready," Alec remarked. "You heard it from him. So just put me in the game," Crawford continued. The idea of a fight between Jake Paul and Canelo Alvarez is undoubtedly intriguing. The reigning unified super middleweight champion going up against a former YouTuber who has no real fights on his record seems